Welcome back, everyone. It's Showthon 'em Up, coming at you through Week 5 waiver wire pickups that you do not want to miss. Stick around to find out who those players are. Let's get into it. Starting off with running backs, we have Damian Williams and Brandon Bolden. Damian Williams is coming in as our top pickup of the week after David Montgomery suffered a hamstring strain in last Sunday's matchup against the Detroit Lions. David Montgomery is expected to miss 4 to 5 weeks, so I expect Damian Williams to take over the backfield during his absence. He's only 10% owned throughout leagues out there, so he's definitely available, and this guy needs to be rostered. Next, we have Brandon Bolden. Brandon Bolden will be taking over the James White role in the passing game after James White suffered a hip injury that will keep him out the rest of the 2021 season. Now, I don't think you can pick up Brandon Bolden and plug him in and play with confidence, but he has a lot of potential. He got 6 targets last Sunday against the Buccaneers. So if he maintains those kind of targets through the next couple of weeks, he's definitely someone worth keeping on the bench. And if you need to, with bye weeks coming up or any injuries come up out of nowhere, you can plug him in and hope that he's going to get at least 4 to 5 targets each game. Next, we have our wide receivers, AJ Green and Jamison Crowder. Starting off with AJ Green, he's only 27% owned, and that number is just way too low. He's gotten 6 targets in all 4 games this season and has gotten a touchdown in 2 of them. Now, I understand he's on a team with a lot of mouths to feed with DeAndre Hopkins, Christian Kirk, Rondale Moore, Chase Edmonds, but they obviously want to get him the ball, and he's been consistent. And that's what you want to see for your wide receivers in fantasy football. So if he's available in your league, you definitely need to pick him up now. Next, we have Jamison Crowder. Jamison Crowder made his season debut this past Sunday against the Tennessee Titans after missing the first 3 games due to COVID. He had 9 targets, 7 receptions, 61 yards, and a touchdown. He's only 14% owned throughout leagues out there, so he's definitely available. And I understand he's on an offense where they're definitely not fun to watch, but they're usually playing from behind, and that means they're going to be throwing the ball, and that's what you want in fantasy for your wide receivers. So like I said, he's only 14% owned. His next matchup is against Atlanta, which Atlanta's been giving up a lot of fantasy points to wide receivers, and they're coming off a win, so they're definitely going to be coming in with a lot of punch. So he's definitely someone to take a look at. Next, we have our tight end, Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz is only 21% owned throughout leagues out there, and he's been pretty productive so far this season. In week 1, he had 6 targets. Week 2, he had 2 targets. Week 3, he had 7 targets. In week 4, he had 8 targets, scoring 2 touchdowns in week 3 and 1 touchdown in week 4. It seems that him and Dak are building a connection, and he's been pretty consistent over the last couple of weeks, and why not ride it out? Like I say all the time, that tight end is a super hard position to find consistency at. So when you see this kind of consistency happen, you want to jump on it before you miss it. So like I said, he's only 21% owned, so he's definitely available in leagues out there. And if you need a tight end, he's definitely worth taking a look at. Next, we have our quarterback of the week, Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's only 18% owned throughout leagues, and he's been a great fantasy option so far this season. Over the last 3 games, he's thrown for over 300 yards. He has 5 touchdowns on the season so far. And he's not only throwing the ball, he's also using his feet, getting 2 touchdowns in each of the last 2 games. Like I said, he's only 18% owned, and his next matchup is against the Philadelphia Eagles. I expect this game to be a high-scoring game, and I really like Sam Darnold, especially this week. So if you're looking for a quarterback this week or you need a quarterback, he's definitely someone to take a look at. Last, we have our defense of the week, the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys have been pretty good on the defensive side of the ball so far this season, getting 2 interceptions in all 4 games this season. Now they're going to be going up against the New York Giants, who are dealing with a lot of injuries at the wide receiver position, with Sterling Shepard and Darius Slayton both dealing with injuries. So I really like the matchup this week, and they're only 23% owned, so they're most likely available in your league. And that's going to do it for us today. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you know when new videos like this go live. And as always, don't forget, line them up!